Stream Elements said, your handyman gaming is now live. Streaming Warzone. COD Warzone.
Your handyman gaming said, did you know rabbits can't vomit?
Did you know rabbits can't vomit?
I tell you what's wrong with it. I ain't got no gas in it.
Did you know? Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the building of the pyramids.
Did you know? Cleopatra lived closer in time to the moon landing than to the building of the pyramids.
This is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Did you know? The moon has moonquakes.
Did you know? The moon has moonquakes.
gas spring location.
plates. The boy's got a plate box. Yeah. Oh, load up. All kind of stuff. Chill out. Oh. Hop up there and get him if you can. Hop up there and get him if you can. Oh, no way. Okay. Y'all ain't gonna get me. Never mind. Worst team ever. Worst fucking team ever. Ever. Oh my god, man. That was a fucking nightmare.
Did you know, the hashtag symbol is technically called an octothorpe? Did you know, the hashtag symbol is technically called an octothorpe?
What y'all doing? Who? Doing what?
time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
I tell you what's wrong with it. I ain't got no gas in it.
Get ahead of the next gas spread. Your squad mate has reached the intel. Joining them to speed up the process.
Oh look, somebody's got a contract right here. Look, somebody's got a recon right here. Got it. On me. Somebody's got a recon right
Squad
there.
mates in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Squad mates redeploying to the AO. Enemy UAV overhead. Intel point captured. Great work. You've earned a peek at the next gas spread.
Moving. Eyes up, this sector's hot. Quick event.
No gas drop headed your way.
Got that recon right here.
Stitched up.
Somebody on them houses. Oh, here comes people. Broke him in there.
Die trying.
Eating.
Squad mates sent to the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy. Your squad mate won the fight. They're redeploying now. Enemy UAV is online. Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Oh. Fucking hard.
Did you know? The inventor of Velcro got the idea from burrs stuck to his dog's fur.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Did you know? The inventor of Velcro got the idea from burrs stuck to his dog's fur.
Trying to get far away.
Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
Station 1, standing by to redeploy. Buy station, ready to redeploy.
Buy
Get
station.
me back in, mate. Mark the buy
Proceed
station.
to the buy station before time runs out to receive a discounted item.
we can get a loadout too. Let me drop my money. Loadout. Y'all get y'all self-revive. Get your self-revives. Free self-revives. Nobody's got a mic. Free self-revives right here. Free self-revives. Free self-revives. There's a guy right there. There's a guy right there. Free self-revive.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Fire sale active. Dropping into the AO. Enemy UAV
Thank you for the follow Starpelin03.
Stream Elements said, "Thank you for following Starpelin03 smiley face."
God just landed right there.
Loading.
Enemy UAV is online. Teammates are in the safe zone. You're losing ground. Moving. Fire sale done. Right to the back. Took a shot. Hostile UAV in
Yes.
the area. Enemy soldier incoming.
That's the man heartbeat.
Activate the area.
Enemy airstrike in the area. Enemy
Hands up. They're scratched up. Movement here.
team I got here. No real team players. But selfish people right here, boy. When everybody dies, it's gonna be a different story.
Squad to the safe zone. Leave no one behind.
Your handyman gaming said, did you know? A crocodile can't stick its tongue out.
Did you know? A crocodile can't stick its tongue out.
An enemy squad is hunting. Stay sharp. Solid work evading the enemy. You're clear for now.
Start field upgrade.
Oh no.
God, is that blood? Nobody told me there would be blood.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Inserting armor.
Relocating safe zone. Gulag's closed until further notice. Got a loadout drop inbound.
You're gonna
I'm
be
getting
okay.
out of here. One with that. Pushing around far right.
Nine left. Keep the pressure on. Safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Capture it for information on the next gas. Squad mates start securing the intel. The speed of the capture.
Assault rifle here.
Well done, soldier. Check your map for the next gas spread location.
I'm reloading.
Tagging that loot.
Did you know dogs can smell human emotions? Did you know dogs can smell human emotions?
Reloading.
the next gas spread.
I'm reloading.
Now, joining them will speed up the process. Information on the next gas spread. Gas is moving in. New safe zone location. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Be advised, there's an enemy squad gunning for you. Bounty targets are up. Get after them. Squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is closing in. Tagging that loot. Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated. Enemy dropping into the AR. Positive ID on the bounty target. Hunt them down.
Coming across the water over there.
All bounty targets destroyed. Hell of a job. The enemy lost track. Good work.
Did you know, there's enough DNA in your body to stretch from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times?
Did you know, there's enough DNA in your body to stretch from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times?
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy UAV overhead. Your squad mate won the fight. They're redeploying now. Enemy advanced UAV is active. Enemy UAV is online. Safe zone. Gas is moving. The squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy.
Switching mate. Requesting recon flyover.
Squad mate redeploying to the AO. Enemy deploying an advanced UAV.
UAV is bingo fuel. Returning to base.
Squad mates in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Hostile UAV in the area.
Looking and everything. I escaped. Team. Got no.
Earn redeployment or die trying.
Yeah. Did it, buddy.
mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds. Reloading.
Get some fucking ammo, bro. Let me get some fucking ammo, bro.
Need mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds.
Gas is inbound.
Need mid-cal rounds. Need mid-cal rounds. Here's a kill score. Here's a kill score. Here's a kill score. Reloading. Gas station's locked. Standing by to redeploy.
Did you know? Ants never sleep.
Did you know? Ants never sleep.
French fried potatoes.
Did you know? Humans share 60% of their DNA with bananas.
Did you know? Humans share 60% of their DNA with bananas.
Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua. Hawk Tua.
Did you know, peanuts aren't nuts, they're legumes? Did you know, peanuts aren't nuts, they're legumes?
Let's get it on.
Thank you for the follow, Bullskull 2389. Stream Elements said, thank you for following Bullskull 2389 smiley face.
Yo, place for that follow. Place for that follow. Oh, old school. Place for follow.
changes they were making to the Ricochet anti-cheat, with everything going on PCs with TPM 2.0 and the hardware updates required, similar to what Battlefield 6 is doing over there. And obviously the anti-cheat's decent enough over there. It seems like they've got cheaters in a decent spot compared to, you know, Call of Duty and where they've been over the past few years. So that's obviously something that was talked about a ton. Their own Ricochet specific updates and how they were adapting things there with machine learning and everything. So come day one of Black Ops 7 in full, obviously a big focus is, are there going to be cheaters right away? Which is what the situation was back during Black Ops 6, and they were everywhere almost instantly. So today I wanted to take a look at a few interesting situations that have to do with cheaters in Black Ops 7 and kind of talk about what it seems like the situation is so far as a whole. So funny enough, I actually posted this one the other day with the caption, "We love some good cheater karma." We're just gonna go ahead and watch this clip here because it sure is something. I was playing a match with the squad on some flagship here, grinding camos, which is basically all I've been doing for the past few days here. And we ran into an enemy here that was rather interesting. Headshot?
Headshot, yeah.
Headshot?
No, they're packed up, dude.
Huh. So we're sitting here playing, and we notice this enemy on the other team is both killing us very quickly, which happens in hardcore as is. You're getting fried all the time. But this person was getting a very interesting amount of headshots in situations where, I don't know, reacting to headshots and instantly flicking to the head would be a little bit weird. Talking about turning corners and instantly getting blasted, whether you were jumping around a corner, wall jumping off
Your
a corner,
handyman gaming
sliding
said,
around.
Did you
this
know
person was very
dogs
consistent
can
with their
smell
headshots,
human
and so we
emotions?
got a little suspicious
Did you know
as we were going
dogs
through
can smell
and
human
dying
emotions?
to them repeatedly. I typed in chat, my squad typed in chat, said, "You're a little bit weird there." The person reacted and said, "Imagine thinking someone is cheating because they're better than you." And we'll just watch how this clip plays out here. Headshot. You can just see the feed as well. The person's getting headshots.
They wall banged me through the earth.
I'm lagging.
That one was crazy. I'm sliding around a corner.
Fired the heck out of me.
Oh, I can't wait to see this play of the game. I can't wait. And this was our whole thing, because obviously in hardcore, there's no kill cam, so you're just simply going off of instinct and feel of how weird the person is going to be. So it's like, okay, or they're clearly going to get play of the game because they're getting headshot, wall bang, right? So it's going to give them play of the game. We're going to be able to see it, obviously, here. This is how things transpired today.
Very hard, dog.
He talks trash.
I'm on my girl's account, getting her camos. I've already got.
Oh, so you're boosting.
My shit
Nice.
on my account.
And
Oh, you got banned. Weird.
what do you know? Midway through the kill cam, the player gets kicked because that's what happens when Ricochet detects you. Unfortunately, it took the entire game all the way to the kill cam for this guy to get kicked out of the game and disconnected from Ricochet, but the reports there actually work. So this was my first experience in Black Ops 7 actually running into a cheater that was blatantly obvious. It's very possible I've ran into others that were better at hiding it or, you know, whatever the situation was, but this dude was obviously cheating, obviously aimbotting, and it did take the whole match for the player to get kicked, but in my first experience running into an obvious one, the player was kicked. Now, COD Updates has also responded to some cheating stuff going on here. Clown here posted a clip going through and playing on some Express, running into some weird players as well. This is a level 12 that's got some pretty good game sense. Not the most sus kill cam, but definitely was pre-aiming some interesting spots. But that's, I don't know, that's some interesting game sense where the player clearly knows that something weird is going on. Really shaky aim, immediately centers right back to the target, just a little bit off. And, you know, that wasn't even the most obvious of cheats. Like, if you watch that kill cam, there's probably a lot of players that are like, okay, he's centered on me really well, but also maybe not the most obvious snap, like right to heads. But COD Updates actually replied to this and said, thanks for flagging, that account was banned. So that does confirm that that guy was in fact cheating, and it wasn't even the most obvious, way less obvious than what, you know, I had just shown in that hardcore clip where that guy was only getting headshots basically. So that's good news. Objectively, like the few situations I've seen of cheating, you know, being obvious or called out here on social media, it does seem like they are a little bit quicker to react than maybe in years past when it comes to getting these cheaters out of the game. I did also see maybe the most ridiculous cheating clip for Call of Duty in quite some time come across my timeline yesterday. COD Warfare Forum posted this, a video of a TikTok that was out there with the caption, "Cheaters are out of control in Black Ops 7. Before I even play the video, this is actually gameplay. Now, we've had some crazy cheats in the past. Like, there have been situations where cheaters are flying cars around the map, like back, I think it was in Vanguard, where cheaters were driving cars and planes and hacking with those. Like, we've had some crazy spin bots and aim bots and ridiculous clips like that. This is absolutely insane. This person is spin botting with RGB bullets and an RGB character. Now, I'm going to imagine, based off of the fact that just a couple of reports on the first guy in my clip got him kicked out of the game at the end. The cheater that we just looked at there in a slightly less suspicious situation also is confirmed to be banned. I'm going to assume this player probably got banned pretty quickly after doing this. The fact that they have this many clips, though, is alarming, because if you got 3 or 4 kills like this, I feel like Ricochet should recognize that something is clearly absolutely wrong. Like, no one, even the luckiest player, is getting kills like this consistently. And what's also a little concerning is that you'll notice this player is playing on different maps. So they're on the snowy one. I forget the name of this one right now. So they're playing this one initially, and it's absolutely insane. I've never seen the RGB bullets and character cheat before, but we're playing a match on this map, and then also later in this clip, it does switch over to a different map as well. Yeah, they end up playing on this one on the Forge too. So like, this player at least got the chance to play multiple games doing this. I don't know how this would go through a single match, let alone even being able to finish a single match without obviously getting picked up by the anti-cheat there. So I'm gonna hope that that player was banned. I'm going to probably assume that player is banned because that's extremely obvious, but still concerning that that's there and that level of cheat is still out there, despite the fact that they have made all these anti-cheat updates. Now, that's not to say we shouldn't be seeing any cheaters whatsoever, because I've said this time and again before. This applies to Call of Duty. This applies to every other competitive multiplayer game out there. No one is ever going to 100% stop cheaters. If there's 10,000 cheaters, not a single game is going to stop 10,000 of them. But one game might stop 8,000 of them and get them permanently banned, and they can't re-access the game. Call of Duty might stop all of them, and then all of them will create a new account, and then they'll be back on the next day, which is another concern here. Well, the dude that I reported, he got banned, while the dude in the clip got banned. Are they just going to make a brand new account the next day and jump on that and continue their cheating? Because that's been the situation as of late. And while we had a lot of really good anti-cheat updates pre-launch for Black Ops 7, and they posted a lot of really promising blogs really hyping up their anti-cheat updates for the year, which is dangerous territory. They're really setting themselves up to fail, or setting themselves up to have that backfire on them and just look really bad, like it has repeatedly in the past, right? But they hype all that stuff up. We haven't really seen much communication yet in terms of the anti-cheat post-launch. No progress reports or anything. I imagine that stuff's probably going to come here in the next few days or weeks. Obviously, when that happens, we'll be covering it, so stay tuned. But safe to say there are some pretty crazy cheats out there in Black Ops 7 already, but also it does seem like they are, at least from my experience and from what I've seen online, they are a little bit quicker to combat and react to some of these cheaters than in years past, which hopefully is going to be a good trend. Obviously, this is still the premium game, and so yes, people will still, for some reason, buy a $70 game and then buy cheats for it. I can't imagine spending your money like that. That is just such a massive waste of money. But that is, obviously something that will limit some of the cheaters as opposed to fully free to play. So once the Warzone integration happens in early December, that's obviously going to be way more telling what the cheating situation is like, since anyone will be able to play the game completely for free. It's easier to make new accounts. Like, I don't know how many cheaters out there would willingly buy the $70 game, buy their cheats, get banned, and then buy the $70 game again. That seems absolutely absurd. But they're also cheating on video games, so like, I don't know what their thought process is to begin with there. They're clearly a little bit weird, right? But that said, yeah, some crazy cheats out there in Black Ops 7. Hopefully things continue to ideally look a little bit more responsive than in years past, though. Obviously, this is something we'll be monitoring as the seasons go by, so anytime there's something crazy going on or there's some good news regarding the anti-cheat, we'll be covering it. So stay tuned for that alongside everything else going on in COD by hitting that subscribe button and turning on those post notifications. And if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.
On December 10th, 2023, officers with the Youngstown Police Department in Ohio were dispatched to investigate a possible break-in. A concerned mother reported someone inside her incarcerated son's home. Officers arrived to speak with the individual inside and determine what was actually going on. What follows is an eerie and deadly encounter.
Hello, officer. Thank you for coming. My son lives at the house right there where that mess is, that reflector sign. And I saw a guy coming down his steps, black guy, bald, black coat, went to the back, and he just went back in with a rake or a broom in his hand. He can't go through the back because we nailed it shut. He's got to be in there.
What's going on at the house? It looks like they're putting stuff out.
My son lives there. He's in jail.
Okay. So there's a guy in the house, you don't know who he is?
No. Only me and 2 other people come, and we've been cleaning.
Okay. I'll go find out who he is. Hey, how are you? How you doing? Not bad. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the
Warzone is dying, and casual modes are actually playing a massive part in it. But today, the question I have is whether or not it can be safe. It's no secret that when Warzone integrated casuals, things changed. Just across the board, everything about Warzone changed. I know it may not have felt like it that day, but it did. And I tried to explain why a little bit earlier on about how this was going to literally kill the game, and it has. So today we're going to be diving into a round of casuals, which, by the way, I will note took about 2 minutes to find, just as a quick heads up. And I'm going to try my best to kind of explain my points on this, and hopefully we come to an understanding as to why it is doing that. It is not a good thing for Warzone. Now, I think it's a great mode. I'm not trying to say that it's not. By all means, it's fun, you know. I'm not saying it's bad. I enjoy myself playing it whenever I do play it. It's basically just a warm-up mode for me because I like to play regular solos, but overall it's been good in the short term, but in the long term actually has been pretty detrimental to the game. So when the mode first launched, I said basically that exact thing, but I added an asterisk to it. I said that this mode will only work in the long term if they allow the matchmaking system itself to change. We have to change the matchmaking system to account for the way that casuals is going to play, or sorry, not play, pull from the player base of other modes. Give me 2 seconds. 324817, 324817, 324817, 324817, 324817. Jesus. Basically, when it launched, they ended up pulling out specific modes because, you know, solos isn't doing as well as casual solos, right? I had this conversation. I was like, yeah, of course it's not. They said, oh, well, solos takes this amount of time to launch, and then casual solos takes this amount of time to launch. To that I say, yeah, of course, there's 28 real players and 122 bots in the mode. Of course, it takes no time to launch a mode with so few players. Right? Like, that's the reality of it. So I pleaded, I begged Raven Software, which we're going to talk about in a minute because I have been far too kind to this company. To those of you working at Raven Software, I plead with you to hear me this time. Look, the matchmaking system in Warzone has caused something that I like to call matchmaking fatigue, okay? Matchmaking fatigue. So, if you notice with Black Ops 7, they launched with something called open matchmaking. And this open matchmaking, while good, does still have skill as a parameter. And this has caused things like, you know, Merc Music has showed on his video where he hopped in and it actually took him 46 seconds to find a match because clearly they've tweaked it in some way. They did rug pull us. There's no question in my mind as to whether or not that happened. So clearly that's a thing, which is incredibly sad in my personal opinion. But open matchmaking, the way that it works is it was a different matchmaking from what we have in Warzone, what we had in Black Ops 6, what we had in previous titles up to Modern Warfare 2019. With Modern Warfare 2019, because some developers or someone at Infinity Ward saw it a necessity and talked to Activision executives into it, they added something that I'm going to coin as engagement optimized matchmaking, but legally that's not what it's called. Basically how it works is they position you into specific lobbies based on your last lobbies, like your last 5 matches, your consistency to stay online after specific kinds of matches, your skill level, your like everything, your score per minute, stuff like that. They take into account everything. And so what ends up happening is that it feels like every match is a sweat fest because they're trying to force you to a 1-to-1 ratio. They're trying to match you up in a situation where in multiplayer you would have literally a 1 KD. For every kill you get a death. But in Warzone it's a little bit different because in Warzone, you know, it's 150 players, 149 versus 1, right? So what ends up happening with that is that it'll kind of change the dynamic for how that matchmaking system works. It's a little bit different, but you know, the point still stands. Their goal is to give you specific kinds of matches. They are, by all means, rigging the matchmaking system against you. And the reason that they do that is because the system that they introduced technically retains players better than ping-based matchmaking, which, by the way, they did not test. I just want to be very clear. There's been some confusion. They did not test without skill as a parameter at all. They did not take it out. I'm 100% certain of this. What they did is they tested it with the old matchmaking system versus the new matchmaking system. The old matchmaking system before 2019 is what we have in Black Ops 7. Clearly not what was in the beta. Not sure what's going on there, but it's supposedly what we have in Black Ops 7. So they tested it against that and they saw that, you know, players were retained more with that matchmaking system. And so they implemented it into Warzone, they implemented it into Modern Warfare 2019, and players were supposedly retained longer. But the issue is that churn rate over time actually ends up being higher because players get fatigued. They end up with this matchmaking fatigue. And because of that, they started seeing that their numbers were turning over too much, right? And this is why we saw the introduction, specifically for Warzone, of Warzone casuals. And in Black Ops 7, we've now seen the removal of the engagement optimized matchmaking system, in turn of the older skill-based matchmaking system. Now, again, I'll note that skill is less of a factor. They will take into account that a little bit less. But if you go back through my catalog of videos, specifically in Advanced Warfare, I believe, you'll actually be able to find that I had a conversation about skill-based matchmaking back then and how that is, again, still bad for games. Because when people play, when they're playing multiplayer games, they want the opportunity to have variety. They want the opportunity to have casual games and hard games. They want to be able to try different lobbies. But the issue is with skill still being a factor, you will always fight players at your skill level. Now, they may have widened the parameters ever so slightly to where, you know, you get different bottom 1% and top 1% of players, but it doesn't mean that skill's not a factor. So at the end of the day, what I have been asking for is to take that factor out of matchmaking if you are going to implement a mode that is considered casual. Now, I'm going to take note here. The reason that Warzone Casuals is casual, the reason it's called that, is not because the players playing it are always expected to be casual. If you do not understand this, you're so incredibly dumb. I'm saying this outright because when I say this, this is real. This is reality. This is why the mode exists. Warzone Casuals is, by all means, casual because there's 28 real players and 122 bots. These bots are varying in levels of difficulty from 1 to 3. Some better, some worse. Some bullets do more from some bots, some bullets do less from some bots. The point is that they are supposed to, you know, come in place of real players. They're in 99% of scenarios, unless you are truly the worst Warzone player on the planet, they are meant to be a free kill because they are meant to be a dopamine hit so that people feel like they're doing something. That is the reality of it. This is not me saying, oh, you know what? All players playing this mode should be bad, or all players playing this mode should only be allowed to play an hour a week of Warzone. And like, that's stupid. It doesn't make sense. You cannot run the numbers like that. It's not something that will ever make sense. If you are playing this mode, you're playing it because you want to fight bots. It is not because you want to be considered a bad player or a casual player. You are simply playing it because you want to fight bots. You have to come to terms with that. That is the reality of it. That is where we're at. It is okay to say that. I get that there's a stigma around it, but we're in a world where everybody is a victim. Everybody's a victim, you know? And everybody wants a participation trophy. It's okay to accept that. Reality is a son of a bitch. But it doesn't mean that you're a bad human for just wanting to fight against bots and just level up your weapons and shit like that. We played campaign, guys. It's not that big of a deal. Everybody plays campaign modes. You know, like it's not that crazy. So I'm completely fine with that. But this stigma, you know, it causes people to feel a specific way about casuals. You know, all right, good players are not allowed to play casuals. Okay, so where do good players go? Oh, they gotta play the regular mode. Well, guess what? You know, the regular mode. Oh, I'm dead. That was a real guy. I did not realize. I was just shooting with that, thinking it was a bot with the way they walked out. Look at this.
Did you know?
They just walked out ADS with a jackal with 2 times on it, which is insane. And they killed me. That's, I literally thought it was a bot. Funny. So at the end of the day, what's going on is that the matchmaking system has caused fatigue. And now, people that are fatigued, mostly lower skilled players, some higher skilled players, they hop in and they play this mode, which is Warzone Casuals. And because of that, because people also use this mode to level up their weapons, and fun fact, there's going to be a lower number of players on this mode as well, simply because people used it to level weapons and to get camos, which, by the way, was for some reason forgotten about whenever they were running the numbers. They were like, people just love this mode. No shit, they can get their fucking camos, dog. Are you serious? Like, are we like actually stupid enough to believe that people love fighting bots? Like, everybody loves fighting bots, and there's not players that hop onto this to get camos and stuff. I know that's what I did. I hopped in to level up. Anytime there was a new update and I had to get a new gun leveled up, I'd hop in and do that. It's not that crazy. It's not wild, you know? He's gonna chow that shit immediately. Bro's a sicko. Homie, you are a freak, brother. What do you think this is? No, big dog. What you think this is? I'm about to bend you over the side railing, bro. Oh, yeah. He left a casuals game because I bent him over the railing? No way. That's funny, bro. That's funny. But that's what, hey, that's what I'm talking about, though. You know? Like, dude. Couldn't handle that. Me diddling bro for a quarter of a second. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Not in my casuals match. That's crazy. That's absurd. Anyway. Anywho, you know. So they've got this fatigue. They hop into this mode. Now this mode, you know, it's starting to take a little bit. But the reason I bring all this up, obviously Black Ops 7 dropped. And with the release of Black Ops 6, with the release of Modern Warfare 3, with the release of Modern Warfare 2, with the release of Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, all these games,
howdy, partner.
There has always been Warzone side by side getting their update just a little bit later. And
How
so,
are you, my friend?
Better than you, bud.
Okay.
So Warzone's always been there alongside every one of these games, but for the past couple of months, because of Warzone Casuals, I have been unable to find specific matches in a short amount of time. And this is what I said when Warzone Casuals launched, is that this would be an issue. I said it immediately. That they're going to split the player base. This mode's going to get played because they can jump into a match fast. And people are going to play it, you know? And I'm fine with people playing this. I think this is a completely fine game mode to play. This is insane.
Mister, please, I don't want to die.
You're dog shit. But I've had such a hard time trying to find a match. And this morning when I hopped on, I tried to record an XBL Plus video. And if you don't know, I make loadout videos on my second channel, XBL Plus, every single day. I highly recommend, if you're in the market for a loadout, you need something, go to XBL Plus and grab one there. You're going to love it. All the loadouts that I pop over there are incredible. I always make sure that, you know, I give you guys the best opportunity to win, because otherwise I wouldn't be posting a video on a gun that was dog shit, or at least a loadout for that gun that's dog shit. So if you're looking for some variety, you want to try some different weapons, I got the best loadouts for pretty much every weapon that you could think of over on that channel. But I hopped on to, you know, record that, and I sat in a lobby for 20 minutes trying to hop into solos. And I couldn't find a match, just a regular solos match. I couldn't find a match. No, note, I'm near Austin, Texas, meaning that my server is the central server, the Dallas, Texas server for Call of Duty. And so these are hubs for people that are gamers. Like, it used to be Seattle, and now it's Dallas and Austin. Those are the two big hubs for gaming in the United States. And so I'm in an area where I know there's a lot of people that specifically play Call of Duty. Now, on top of that, I'm also like, I'm also hopping on a game that has repeatedly, over and over and over, been the #1 console game for years. For years. I know a lot of people like to point and laugh at the Steam numbers for Call of Duty, but that's like, now I bet like 2% of their player base. It is so absurd that people still try to use that number, because the supporting evidence to say that that is like the actual size of the player base, or 20% of the player base, is non-existent. Like, it's like one thing that happened one day and it doesn't account for anything else, but Activision themselves have said it's completely off the wall. Like, those Steam numbers have nothing to do with it. They're constantly #1 on console. So you're telling me on console that then, like, Steam being 20%, Battle.net still existing, Microsoft Xbox app still existing, we have PlayStation and Xbox that are both 33% of the player base, assuming that. Like, you think that Steam is 20% when they're you think every other game has less players than Call of Duty? It's so absurdly stupid to assume that. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's actually like sort of a little bit laughable, in my opinion, to assume something like that. It does not make sense. There is no part of that when you actually think of how math works, and how NBA 2K for sure has a lot of players and they're beating out NBA 2K. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that people say stuff like that, because it's easily disproven just by thinking about how the other games on the market are selling on console, you know? So we know that Call of Duty probably at any given moment has at least 600,000 to 2.4 million players, like an outrageous number of players. So when I hop on and I try and play solos, there should not be an issue with me hopping into a match. There's no way that I can't find, for over 20 minutes, which is, you know, how long it takes to get into, or how long it takes for a full match to be played. There's no way that there's not one server full of 150 people when there's millions of people online. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. There's just no question in my mind about that. So my plea is this: Raven Software, for the love of God, recognize the data makes no sense on casuals. You didn't account for about a billion things whenever you said that it's better than this in all these different ways. Of course, yeah, duh. Like, there's like 12 different things that I could name off. They were like, yeah, of course, yeah, no, that makes sense. That a game mode with less players, that would make sense. That a server that doesn't have to account for all these players, that would make sense for this, that, and the other thing. Like, of course, there's things that are going to work better on a mode with less players, less ability to have skill involved in general. Like, at the end of the day, it comes down to matchmaking fatigue. This engagement optimized matchmaking bullshit, and even skill-based matchmaking is bullshit. People do not want to play this shit. We've moved on past it. You can see how well Battlefield is doing. It's the #1 selling shooter game this year. As of today, that's, I think it was November 1st or something. It was the #1 selling shooter game. Like, we've got no excuses, guys. We really, really do, you know? We can absolutely take out skill as a factor and instead only use it once you have the players and you can balance teams. Which means that when you hop into Warzone, there should be no reason to have it as a factor. Now, I'm not saying this because I want to beat up on other players. I'm saying this because I want to find a fucking lobby. I just want to play the game. In general, I don't want to fight bots. I want to, like, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't like casuals. Like, there's nothing about me playing this mode that gets me excited. What up, little killer? What up, my boy? Gulag just closed. I'm picking your ass up. Uh-oh, we got a guy coming up. Better watch out. Ooh, I got him.
Oh, yeah. It's time for the sweet, smooth jazz.
All right, have a good day, dude. Say hello to Steve. Steve's a chair.
Did
Say
you
hello,
know
Steve.
Butterflies remember being caterpillars?
Anyway, there's just no reason for me to have to wait 20 minutes at any point in time. A lot of people like to say, oh, there's not enough players. Oh, this game's dead. Oh, this, that, or the other thing. No, it's about 12 different things. Now, to Raven, I do recognize that y'all have dropped the ball so outrageously hard. I went to Call of Duty Next, and you guys literally showed us a map update for 2 POIs that one person that just kind of likes Battlefield 6 could have done on their portal mode in a day. Maybe 2. What the fuck? You lost your largest creators from that because as soon as they saw that, they were like, oh, so this game's gonna be dog shit. Got it. I need to move on. And look, I have been day in and day out the biggest Raven Software stan. I want to believe in this company more than anything because they have repeatedly come out and saved Warzone after Treyarch fucked it up, after Infinity Ward fucked it up, you know? Like, they've been the ones to clean up the mess. And I want to believe in this company, but when they give us such a dog shit update that literally is nothing. Haven's Hollow is decent. I'm not gonna say that, but obviously that's like Beanox and High Noon doing all the work on that. Obviously Raven has a hand, and I'm not like saying that they don't. But, you know, Beanox and High Noon are doing a lot of the work on that. Like, what are we doing? What's going on, dude? Is it because you're spread too thin? Like, is it because you had to work on the worst campaign in Call of Duty history, Black Ops 7? Which I'm, you know, look, y'all got to lock in for that. That's crazy. That's crazy out of y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Is that the issue? Is it because you're spread too thin and you're like having to work on Avalon? What is the problem? Hey, big dog, I'm just gonna go ahead and hop out right here, hit you with a little boink, bang. I deserve to die right there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how he didn't kill me. Also, we're gonna give the last guy the final kill unless he dies to the storm, and that's not my fault. Oh no! That's the guy I want to give the kill or the win to. He's in the military. Hell yeah! Thank you for service, brother. Don't come out of there, though. Big boy. Big boy. I just want to see this game thrive, bro. You know, like, I love this game. Yeah, it's my job, but I can always find another game, right? Hey, GG's big man. That was a great play on his part, dude. That's crazy. I was losing anyway to Kilatones. W for that boy. Everybody had specialists. What is going on in this game, dude? Damn, look how fast I died. But let's go on in the second game. I got a couple more things I want to talk about that have to do with casual specifically. So follow me over there. For the sake of it, I actually think that instead of diving into the next match, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and search for a match. So here goes. Let's see how long this takes. Now, while we do, I did want to take note of a couple of things here, okay? So you're going to have to listen to me yap quite a bit. So hopefully we can dive into a solos match and everything goes to plan and everything works out. But we'll see how it goes because, you know, we're about 15 seconds into this. We didn't find a match, so clearly we're screwed. No, for real though, the interesting thing that's happened with casuals is that they made it where the bots have improved. That's crazy. And the reason why it's crazy is because they've done nothing on Warzone in forever. I know a lot of people don't like recognize this, but this is a huge issue. That means that Raven Software, like I said, is spread thin. And they're working on bots. So we got a building. And they opened Stadium, which I bet they already had done before they launched the game. Because we knew that it was coming. We knew. So we have two things that have happened. That's it. In all the seasons of Warzone, that's it. Haunting was cool, whatever. Way too much dog shit stuff. Should have had just one really cool thing that happened. Nighttime lasted too long. I mean, clearly, like, the ball has been dropped. Like, they got the ball here. They went, boop. They just dropped it, right? And by the way, still searching. As you can see, you know, still searching. And I do recognize, you know, if I go into my barracks here and we go into progress. No, is it progression? Did I see it? Now, hold on. Also, this is ridiculous. Can I show y'all something? Look, I go into this. Let's try and find a gun. Sniper rifle. Oh, you know what? Maybe I want a Modern Warfare 2 gun. Oh, I have to change it 12 times to get it. You know, like, what is going on with these menus? Like, this is absurd. I know they're going to switch to the Black Ops 7 menu soon, but this is stupid. Anyway, back to barracks, stats, combat record. I recognize I have a 6.5 KD. Like, I'm not dumb. Oh, look at that. We got a game. What is that, 2 minutes? So the difference is I was trying to hop on this morning about 8 o'clock. You know, 8 o'clock I was trying to hop on. So we got a game pretty decently fast. So that took 2 minutes. So it has now been, since 8 o'clock, 6 hours. So hopefully this works out just fine. But, man, oh man. Anywho, obviously we're diving in, and we're going to be fighting in regular solos, and it kind of brings me to my next point, which is why I feel like it's so important to not bring casuals into every freaking mode. Right? Because at the end of the day, if every mode is casuals, then you don't get to have these crazy gunfights. You don't get to have this feeling that you get whenever you know that you bested every player in the lobby. Because if I'm fighting bots, I'm not playing Warzone. I'm just not, you know? I'm playing a completely different game. I feel like I'm playing DMZ or something like that. And I'm not trying to take away from the experience that you guys have by any means. I don't care, you know, the way that you feel. I'm telling you the reasoning for which I believe that it's important to keep this game what it is, right? So you're going to see me play this. You know, we're going to dive in. We're going to have a good time. Come here, biatch! But, you know, I gotta hop in. I gotta have these interactions with real players. I gotta fight real players over and over and over. Now, I will note, like, I get having casual quads. I'm down for that. I get having casual solos. But I think it's very important to make sure that we can keep the player base alive on these modes by removing the skill-based matchmaking. Whack! Get out of there, boy. Now, interestingly enough, actually, I can check the level of the players. Oh, I can't. Okay, so it doesn't work. That's great. That's great. If I click report, yeah, none of them work. Okay, great. Never mind. I guess I can't check the level of the players. This is awesome. There's a guy over here. But the, you know, the regular solos and the... Hey, man, if you could just not. Jesus God almighty. Holy, a completely different guy. All right, and that's Warzone solos, right? So that's kind of the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Is you get these interactions. I get that people can like get frustrated. I get frustrated, right? But it's real. You know, I'm not dying to some bot. I'm not questioning whether or not the player is going to be real. I actually, in all my days of Warzone, never thought I'd be in a situation where I had to question whether or not the player I was fighting was real. And the reason that I died last game was because I felt no need to go sicko mode on every player in that last lobby. Now in this, I have to like focus up more. So I'm having these moments where I have to like stop talking and think, you know? But in the last game, I could run through the whole entire lobby, and obviously I died to that one guy. But I can run through the whole entire lobby until the end without thinking one time. Things just like naturally happen because that's what I'm used to. So I think it's important, at least for solos, that this stays like a mode that is alive. And they need to try and force that, because solos is what keeps Battle Royales alive. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, that's what keeps Battle Royales alive. If you don't have a solos mode, it just won't work out long term. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, that guy's bad. That guy's bad. Good Lord have mercy. GG's to the homie. I thought he was going to whip my ass because he had YT in the clan tag, but I guess not. I don't know what YT is in these days. I don't think people actually... They just slap something in the clan tag and call it a day.
Did you know a crocodile can't move its tongue?
Man, I cannot find good loot,
can't
man.
move its tongue.
Let me see. Elusive Chris. No, of course. Why would he not be up top in this freaking ATC tower? Oh, he's not even up top. He's literally on the very tip top, this guy. That's crazy. I wonder if I can get up there and maybe throw a nade up. I don't think it works that way, but it'll be all right. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. I get that you guys probably don't care all that much. Hey, bud. Hi, bud. Chris. 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 Chris! Chris a whole bitch. That's crazy. Chris a little scaredy cat, bro. He ain't never gonna fight a real man. He gonna camp on a roof like a little baby back bee. Chris so scared, bro. I can hear it in his lack of talking. He's terrified. Chris is so scared, bro. He won't jump. He won't jump and fight me. Hell, I'll give him a freebie. You come in here. We'll 1v1. I can't believe how dumb you are, bro. Stuff like that, bro. You can't do that with a bot. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I just rage baited that guy into dying. Like, you get these moments, and you don't get that with a bot game mode. And that's why I think it's so important to keep stuff like this in the game, is because you actually get to, like, it's just so much more fun. Oh, I'm gonna die for this. This guy's a freako, dude. A little freakozoid. Yeah, thank you for that. I've already been to the gulag here, bud. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Sugums? Sweetheart? Buddy, where are you heading? What you doing? What you doing, buddy? Now, I've talked about this a couple of times, but the interesting thing about the matchmaking system right now, I'm going to keep saying it, is that it literally doesn't matter in 90% of scenarios. Now, obviously, there's scenarios like this morning where I waited literally 20 minutes for a match. You know, there's obviously scenarios like that. But the problem that you run into is that the reason you wait just gets nullified because when you get thrown into a game, they basically don't actually account for that skill. They can't, because when they're trying to throw you in, they end up just like running out of players. Now, again, it's incredibly dumb, but they end up just like repeatedly opening the brackets of skill until they can get you into a match.
Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Stream Elements said, your Handyman Gaming is now live. Streaming Warzone. COD Warzone.
Your team leader. Set a drop point for your squad soldier.
go. You can put 100 more players. What up?
Your handyman gaming said, did you know the wood frog can survive being frozen solid in winter? Did you know the wood frog can survive being frozen solid in winter?
Drop that on that again, yo. Mark it up. Anybody got a mic? Look at the fucking trees and shit. Ain't buying that. Fucker. Nobody got no fucking. Stupid shit. Show you the end of it.
All stations, green light. We're deploying.
I'll show you the end of that motherfucker.
Enemy forces are incoming.
Got no gas in it. Ah, you got to put a little Viagra in there. Viagra in there.
Help your squad mates secure the intel. You join them, you'll speed up capture.
Did you know? The heart of a blue whale is as big as a car.
Did you know? The heart of a blue whale is as big as a car.
There's a bounty contract.
Enemy UAV is online. Enemy UAV overhead. Bounty target identified. Weapons free.
People up here. Looking down the oh well.
Success means deployment. Failure means elimination.
Okay, I'm gonna leave before I even get killed.
Your squad is getting you out of here. Stand by.
Oh, there you go. I'm already gone. That's that same team, probably. Same fucking guy. Oh, there's two of them. fucking chasing us in the fucking chopper, probably. Bertha. No, yeah, I need everything. Oh, I got it. Hey, look. Oh, trophy. We're gonna have to get her down. We're gonna have to get a contract, bro. We're gonna have to get that Mosty. Trying to pick that Mosty up. Ain't got no choice. Got no choice but to get the Mosty. Fuck the loadout. Let's just get our homies back. Go. I got a flag on my head too. Got a target on my head too. I got a pistol. How much time we got? 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Everybody talking shit at us. What the hell? I got a trophy on the back here. What the hell is going on? Oh, that was me chunking shit at us. I accidentally. Look. Am I accidentally? This car right here. That car's pretty good. It's got walls on it. Yeah, but there'll be people on there. Alright, go back to the fucking woods back here. All the way back here to the back. There's a good spot right there. Sand is starting to fly around on me. Don't stay still. Keep us spinning around. Oh, yeah, but we got 4 seconds. I got a pistol and a SMG. We can land straight on it. Here you go, land right on it.
Did you know? Humans are the only animals that blush.
I got a poking up.
Did you know? Humans are the only animals that blush.
Oh man, what are you doing? What old boy doing, man? Dang! He just landed straight. What are you doing? I got him back for nothing. He committed suicide. Got a fire sale, we can get it back for free. Fire sale, we get it back for free. What about here? Oh no, there's people there. There's people. Over here. Yeah, there's people there. Maybe there's people there too. What about back there? We just want to go for it, bro. I don't think there's nobody right there. I don't see nobody. Where we going? Money. Good load out. Load out. Load out, bro. They killed us already. Already killed it. That thing about to blow up, bro. Come on, bro. Jump out. I'm going to the woods. I'm going up here to the woods. Up on the hill right there. Y'all didn't come with me. Oh fuck, I'm by myself. Nobody came with me. Where?
Hostile UAV in the area.
fucking, man, we couldn't fucking stay together if we was fucking all glued and tied. Good night, y'all.